Hello everybody, this is SuperFang99. Before we begin, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. It really helps out the channel. With that out of the way, today we're going to be beginning the Scarlet Keys campaign with the prologue, Riddles and Rain. I'm just going to jump right into the story, so let's buckle up. Intro 1. The dark stifles. It moves like a living creature, constricts the air as if you were inside a shapeless cocoon. A figment of your anxious and overactive imagination, you hope. But everything about this meeting puts your nerves on edge. You almost didn't accept the mysterious invitation, but recent events have forced your hand. It's been several months since the disappearances began, and all of your leads in Arkham have dried up. It started in the winter of 1924 with several vehicles in Southside, two Studebakers, a Cadillac, and a Rolls Royce, all of them top of the line. One moment they were there, the next, nothing, save for a single deflated wheel. The police believed it to be the work of bootleggers looking for more vehicles to add to their routes, but the cars were too nice, would draw too much attention. Perhaps they were taken down to Boston or New York and flipped for a pretty penny, and that's just what you figured happened, until the disappearances continued. Next to go was a street lamp outside the Ward Theater in downtown. Then two pets, a dog and a cat, whisked away almost simultaneously right out from under their owners' noses, not two doors down from one another. You learned the news when you saw the missing posters plastered all over College Street. On a whim, you interviewed the owners. No sign of foul play, and it was unlikely for them to have run away. Something stank about all of it. Then people started to disappear. A child from Easttown, a student in Miskatonic University, the chief of Arkham's fire department. And as the police closed each case with no clues or suspects, a curious thing began to happen. One by one, as time marched on, the things that went missing vanished not only from Arkham, but from memory. The owners of those vehicles suddenly claimed to have never owned them. The pets, the people, all of them were wiped from the memories of every single person in town. Everyone but you. You and you alone remembered. Perhaps it was simply the way of things. Humans are fickle and forgetful by nature, but it couldn't be so simple. It was just too strange. Coincidental. That's when the letter arrived. Greetings. I hope this letter finds you well. You do not know me, but I know you. I cannot tell you much through paper correspondence, as it may be intercepted. Suffice it to say that I know of the matters you are looking into, and I also know that you believe yourself to be alone in your investigation. The truth is that you are not alone. Such events are not unique to your city of Arkham. What you have observed is happening in major cities all over the world. I am one of those, like you, who seeks the truth, who remembers. There is another related matter which I must bring to your attention. I need your help, and you need mine. Enclosed is the ticket to a show at the Riverview Theater. If you wish to know more, please meet me there, and we can speak further. Come alone. In truth, Lee Flint. The ticket in the envelope was indeed for a private showing in Arkham's new movie palace in downtown. With no other leads and no good reason to avoid going, you have decided to accept the mysterious invitation. If there is only one investigator in the game, no. If there is more than one investigator in the game, the lead investigator must decide. Go alone as requested, or go with backup. We're gonna go alone. Proceeding to intro 3. Just as you are beginning to suspect that you have been played, you see a shadow approaching from the aisle. The figure spots you at once, sliding into the seat in front of you. He wears wide, horn-rimmed glasses and a high-collared jacket over a silk vest. His brown hair is cut short and parted to one side, and he sports a handsome, neatly trimmed beard. To your relief, no other figures emerge from the shadows. You came alone. Good. The man in front of you speaks quietly without turning, letting his voice carry softly over the silent images on screen. Trust is in such meager measure these days. It is good to know that we can share some. You ask if you are speaking to Lee Flint, earning a slight nod from the man. Indeed, he says. Inspector Lee Flint, with the International Criminal Police Commission. And I'm sure you have a great many questions, but we are unfortunately short on time. Skip to Intro 5. Flint produces a file fat with documentation and slides it between the two seat cushions in front of you. Inside is a wealth of information regarding cases similar to the ones you've been investigating. Photos of vehicles, factory machines, and public figures all missing, all forgotten. And just as Flint's letter promised, the file includes reports from all over the world: London, Shanghai, Bruges, Rio de Janeiro, Cairo. The list goes on and on. There's more, he says, after giving you time to read. Flip to the end. You do, and what greets you there are two photographs, clipped together. The first is of a street in London, distorted by some sort of interference. A light shines above the street corner, and around it the picture appears to be pinched, like a miniature vortex is pulling reality toward it. The other is a photograph of a man on the other side of that same street corner, ducking into the shadows. He wears a tailored gray suit and a wide-brimmed hat that obscures his face. The only discernible detail you can make from the photo is the man's distinctive red gloves. Rare as it is for a photograph to have color, you wonder if the long exposure time is what led to the strange blurring effect. This was taken by my partner several days ago, just before he too vanished. Whatever is going on, you can be sure that man in the red gloves is somehow involved. Getting to the point, you ask Inspector Flint what exactly he wants from you. To work together, share what we know. Sparingly few seem to know the truth. You agree? If what the man says is true, and events like this are happening all over the world, getting to the bottom of it all will require more than just you. To that end, I would ask that you come to London with me. That man with the red gloves has been sighted in the area, and he's not alone. I would bet good money that he knows something about where my partner is. Arrangements have already been made. There are steamship tickets in that file. The ship departs from Boston in 2 days. The investigators must decide. Choose one. Take his offer, proceed to Intro 6, or go to London on your own terms. Skip to Intro 7. We are, gladly, going to take his offer. You accept the file and tell Inspector Flint that you'll report to him with everything you find. With haste, you get your affairs in order and take the very next train to Boston. Flint has already given you more evidence to advance your case than a month of investigation in Arkham. If working together with the ICPC will help solve this mystery, you have no qualms about putting your trust in him. You make it to London with time to spare and immediately set to work. Trust is born of naivete. Remove one Elder Thing token from the Chaos Bag and add one tablet token. This token can be later removed through an act of secrecy. However, you may become stronger if you stick to your convictions. Read the rules for tracking time on the next column. Mark one time in your campaign log now. Then proceed to setup. So, for tracking time, basically, we have our campaign log, and we have a little calendar with 35 days. I've marked the first one off since we have marked one time. And if we ever get to a box that has a symbol on it, we will read that before we do anything else. And now we can begin with setup. Setup. Gather all cards from the following encounter sets: Riddles and Rain, Crimson Conspiracy, Dark Veiling, Outsiders, Shadow of a Doubt, Strange Happenings, Chilling Cold, Locked Doors, and the Midnight Masks. These sets are indicated by the following icons. When gathering the Midnight Masks, we only gather the 2 times False Lead and the 3 times Hunting Shadows. Here are all those encounter sets. Set the Crimson Conspiracy and Outsiders encounter sets aside out of play. That is these 2 encounter sets. Put the Rainy London Streets location into play. Each investigator begins play at Rainy London Streets. Set each other location aside out of play. Alright, so here we have our Rainy London Streets. I'm going to be trying something new. We're putting the act and agenda and the scenario reference card over here this time. So we'll see how that goes. Set the Red Glove Man and the Eye of Ravens key aside out of play. That is these two cards. Gather each decoy mini card in each of the following mini cards: the Red Glove Man and Coterie Agents A, B, and C. Set them aside out of play. Alright, so here are our decoys, and here are the gathered mini cards. Shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards to build the encounter deck. You are now ready to begin. Alright, I'm going to go shuffle these together, as well as draw opening hands, and be right back. Before I begin, let me draw my opening hands. So, Kymani, drawing 5. We have Nimble, E-Cash, Sneak Attack, Cheap Shot, and Kicking the Hornet's Nest. I would like to not have any of this, so I will toss all of it. Gathering 5 more cards. So, now we have Trenchcoat, Watch This, Quick Thinking, Honed Instinct, and Backstab. I think that's slightly better. As for Darrell, 5 cards for Darrell. We have Shortcut, Schaffner's, Resourceful, Perception, and Magglass. We'll keep the Magglass, and we'll keep the Schaffner's as well. Tossing everything else. We have Dr. Mylan, Shed a Light, and Empirical Hypothesis. That is pretty excellent. So let me go and shuffle these decks right back, and I'll be right back. And we are now ready to begin. So, our agenda. When it rains. Arriving in London, you patiently await your contact, but none arrives. Inspector Flint, or one of his proxies, was supposed to meet you at a quiet tea house tucked away in a narrow storefront just outside Trafalgar Square. Wondering what could have gone wrong and suspecting the worst, you set off to investigate. Forced, when this agenda advances, move all doom on it to the next agenda, to doom threshold. And our act. Clues and capers. You draw your umbrella closer, using it to obscure your identity. Each person you pass on the street could be your contact, or be out to get you. Objective: as a group, spend the requisite number of clues to advance before the agenda advances. We need 4 clues total, 2 per investigator. We're playing on standard difficulty. We have 2 skulls, which are a -1, -3 instead if you have 2 or more clues, and we have 2 tablets, which is a -1. If there is a concealed mini card at your location, reveal another chaos token. We're starting at the rainy London streets. Cold rain pelts the dreary streets in a rhythmic pitter-patter. Despite the hour, the square is bustling with automobiles, carriages, and pedestrians. Somewhere in this crowded city is the man you seek, or are you already too late? 1 shroud, 2 per clues. Rainy London streets gets plus X shroud. X is the current act number, which is 1, so it has 2 shroud. Forced, if there are no clues on rainy London streets, add clues to it until it has 1 per clues on it. It is an action we can resign. We should wait for Inspector Flint. Probably shouldn't do that. Alright, so there are 4 clues here. And we are ready to begin. I think I'll have Darrell go first. Darrell's going to start by playing Dr. Miley Christopher. He is then going to investigate with Dr. Mylan, or just by himself, I mean. And he has 6 to 2. Oh, I'm sorry. We should also do our short supply. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was pretty bad. Wow, there were a lot of good cards in there. All right, we're investigating. We are 6 to 2. As a -1, we will get a clue. We will use Dr. Mylan to get a resource. Then I'm going to spend 2 resources as my last action to play Empirical Hypothesis. As I said earlier, Empirical is going to, by default, always going to be succeed by 3. Unless I say anything. Kymani, let's look at your Underworld market. We have a Disguise and an I'll Take That. Let's see. I think we'll take Disguise. Yeah. So we'll pay 1 to take a Disguise, putting the I'll Take That on the bottom of my deck. We're going to play the Disguise for 3. as our first action. Kymani could try and investigate. It's 2 to 2. There's nothing bad that could happen. So let's try it out. Kymani will investigate. 2 to 2. Elder Sign. Wow. If there is an exhausted enemy, you automatically succeed instead. That doesn't matter. So they will get a clue. I should also note that Disguise has 4 supplies on it. That was our second action. We succeeded by 1, so that's not enough. But we'll investigate again. Why not? 2 to 2. -4. So we do not succeed that. Alright, end of their turns. Upkeep. They each get a resource. Draw a card. Kymani will draw a daring maneuver. Darrell will draw a shortcut. 1 doom out of 2 on the agenda. And Kymani's encounter card is an obscuring fog. So we have +2 shroud here. So a total of 4 shroud right now. Darrell's encounter card is pinch in reality. Peril, you must either spend a clue or choose and discard half of the non-weakness cards in your hand. Rounded up. So we have 4 cards in hand, so we'll have to discard 2 of them. I think that's actually okay. So we will discard we'll discard this shortcut for sure. And then I will discard this magnifying glass. Why not? If you're wondering, I could technically take a picture of obscuring fog, but it won't matter since this will discard itself before we discover the clue. So I'm just going to leave it. Darrell, why don't you go first? Let's spend these clues before we advance the agenda. So we are 6 to 4 right now. I think that's good enough. Yeah, let's go 6 to 4. -4 again. We will fail. 6 to 4. Tablet, which is a -1. We do succeed by 1. So we will get this clue, and we will remove this obscuring fog. And we also get a resource with Dr. Mylan. And then let's investigate again. So now we're 6 to 2, and we are solid. Yeah, because the skulls cannot beat us now. And that's the skulls. That's a -3. So we only succeed by 1, but that's okay. Before Kymani's turn, let us advance the act, spending 4 clues. Movement in the dark. You spot the figure on the other side of the street just as a bright red bus approaches. You are certain whoever was there was staring directly at you. The bus cuts a swath through the foggy street, and when it has passed, the figure is gone. Perhaps it is just your paranoia at work, but it cannot be a coincidence. It must have either been your contact or one of their foes. Perhaps even the reason they are missing. Steeling yourself for any possibility, you set off in a chase. Put the set aside Kensington Gardens, Westminster Abbey, and Big Ben locations into play. I'll do that in a sec. Actually, no, we have to do it now. So let me put this over here. So Big Ben is connected here, and to this, and to that. So actually, like that. Yeah. Oh, I see it now. Okay, that works. And these two are connected to each other. The lead investigator draws the set aside the red gloved man enemy and resolves his concealed keyword. Spawn the red gloved man in the shadows, and then put 1 per player decoys along with it. Turquoise. Red Glove Man. So our shadows are going to be over here. It's a little bright, but it's okay. When it enters the shadows, Darrell's going to take a picture of him. Oh, that's not a clue. It's an evidence. Where are we putting these? Lyrics to the lead investigator. That's right. So we have one here, and then I'll put them over here. Advance the agenda directly to Agenda 2A. Do not resolve Agenda 1. So we do clear the doomed because we're advancing. And that's the end of that act. Sorry, what did it say? 2A. Do not resolve Agenda 1B. That's right. So, our new agenda. Figures in the fog. Your mind must be playing tricks. Oh, right, sorry, hold on. The agenda did say when it advances, move all doom on it to the next agenda. So yes, I will do that. There was one doom on it. Your mind must be playing tricks on you. Misshapen figures dance through the dense London fog whenever the rain lets up. Are these distortions like the ones on the photograph Inspector Flint showed you? Or is it your quarry hiding in the mist and gloom? Force, when this agenda advances, move all doom on it from the to the next agenda. And we have our new act. The game is afoot! You chase a shadow shrouded by night. It might as well be a needle in a haystack. But still you search, hoping for any clue that may lead you to the truth. Objective, chase down the mysterious figure before the agenda advances. If an investigator engages the red gloved man, advance. Okay, that was Darrell's turn. Kymani is probably just going to try and expose this concealed card here. Actually, well, let's have them look at their underworld market first. They have a Mauser and pickpocketing. Pickpocketing will not trigger because it's evading an enemy. It's not successfully evading. I'm saying the concealed keyword overrides the actual evade. The Mauser could be nice, but I don't think we want either of these. I want the Derringer most likely. So I'll put both of them on the bottom. I'm going to try and evade this concealed keyword. So we are 5-3 because our act number is 2 now. -3, we fail. We'll do it again. Wow, -4. Okay. One more time. Elder Sign, okay. So we will see what this concealed keyword is. Oh, it's him. Okay. That was lucky. So it spawns here. Nothing is in the shadow, so these concealed keywords get removed. And we will advance the act. The chase is on. After much toil and pursuits, you finally catch up to the figure you've been chasing. A feeling of vindication washes over you as you spot the red gloves the man wears. It was no phantom you chased. This is the one you have sought all along. You corner him on a narrow alleyway. Sheets of rain and fog masking your approach. Several more figures flank the man. A meeting, perhaps? To your surprise, he casts an expressionless glance in your direction. Then, fast as a flash of lightning and gone just as swiftly, a formless shape ducks out of view. A chunk of nearby building goes along with it. When you turn to question your quarry about what happened, they have all fled east. You inch forward and examine the partially excised wall, covered in an ectoplasmic substance, like the negative of an undeveloped photo. Set the red-gloved man aside out of play. Well, lost the evidence. That's unfortunate. Put the set-aside Tower Bridge and Tower of London locations into play. So that is these two locations. No, it's these ones. Tower of London. So Tower Bridge is connected this way, and Tower of London is connected further back. I'm gonna put this up here. No, actually, there's another one that goes up there. Shuffle the set aside Crimson Conspiracy and Outsiders Encounter set into the Encounter deck along with the Encounter discard pile. So that is both of these. And while I'm shuffling that, advance the agenda directly to Agenda 3A. Do not resolve Agenda 2B. We do move the Doom still. The connection. It is clear now that Inspector Flint's hunches were correct. The man in the red gloves is not operating alone, and whatever he is up to, it has something to do with the most recent vanishings. You could wait to report what you have seen, but by then the man and his cohorts may have already put into motion whatever scheme they are planning. No, you have only one choice. You must find the man with the red gloves at all costs. 9 Doom Threshold. Okay, well, we're going pretty fast. Eyes in the tower. Your gaze turns eastward in the direction you last saw the man heading. Over the Tower Bridge lies the famed Tower of London, where even more eyes watch your approach. These belonging to a conspiracy of dark and brooding ravens. For what reason could he be heading there? Objective: only investigators at the Tower of London may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. We need 6 clues. So I have shuffled my deck. The encounter deck, I mean. And that was the end of that. Yeah. So let us... Yeah, that was Kymani's last action. Let's go to Upkeep. Kymani will draw Agent Fletcher, of course. Darrell will draw Doomed. That was fast. Okay. So Darrell takes a horror and notes in the campaign log that what? Doom approaches. Okay. Okay, let's see how fast we die. Oh boy. Okay, 2 Doom on the agenda. Kymani's encounter card is False Lead if you have no clues against Surge. Oh, oops. Counter deck should be over here. They draw an Obscuring Fog. Perfect. Darrell draws Substance Dissimulation. Revelation: for each set aside hollow you own, if there are 1 or more copies of that hollow in your play area and or hand, discard those copies and take a damage on horror. We do not have any hollowed cards right now. If no cards are discarded by this effect, choose a non-weakness card you control in your hand or play area and set it aside as a hollow. I'm going to set aside this Schaffner's catalog as a hollow. Okay. So, Kymani's probably going to have to just deal with Agent Fletcher, which is probably fine. Or they could backstab it. Probably want to save these damage for later. So let's start with an evade. We'll use disguise. So we're evading 7 to 3. That's an auto fail. Wow. Agent Fletcher has alert as well. So it does a damage and a horror. My luck has not been good today. We will try again with disguise. I'm going to commit this quick thinking to go 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3. Tablet, there are no concealed mini cards here. We will succeed by a lot. So quick thinking will give us an action back. They are evaded. Kymani will engage them again, still exhausted, and will evade again using their ability. We have 0 intellect, so we will evade with disguise again. I didn't check with underworld markets, but that's okay. We're evading at a 5 to 3. I'm going to commit watch this and put 3 resources on it. I'm also going to commit... Sorry, we're actually investigating with disguise. So we're 7 to 3. This is 5 to 3. So that's good to me. Sorry, 8 to 3. Yeah, that's good for me. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 4 is 4. Succeed by 1. We will then play Daring Maneuver to succeed by 3. And that is Agent Fletcher's remaining health, so they are discarded. Watch this also triggers because we succeeded by at least 1. We get 6 resources back. And now we have one more action because of the quick thinking action. We will have Kymani move to Kensington Gardens. Check if there's victory there. The night's unusually somber mood is enough to drown out even the beauty of the royal park. The round pond threatens to flood as the downpour continues. This place has been a popular meeting ground for many years. Perhaps the man with the red gloves and his cohorts are here? 2 Shroud 1 precludes victory 1. Reaction after you expose a decoy at Kensington Gardens. Heal a horror. Forced after you expose an enemy at Kensington Gardens. Take a horror. There are 2 clues there in this victory 1, so we will for sure be going there. As that is Kymani's turn. Darrell, you're going to move up. You're going to investigate. You have 5, 6 to 2. Tablet will get a clue and a resource from Dr. Mylan. We were also 4 up, and we drew a -1, so we succeed by 3, generating an evidence on empirical hypothesis. And we will investigate again. Skull is a -1, so we will get another clue and another resource from Dr. Mylan. Alright, let's go to upkeep. Kymani's going to draw, kicking the hornet's nest. Darrell's going to draw a magnifying glass. There is now 3 Doom on the agenda. And encounter cards. Kymani is going to draw another Obscuring Fog. That is phenomenal. Darrell's going to draw a Crypt Chill. Ooh, that's a little worrisome. Let's see. I guess we're just testing 2 to 4, huh? Yeah. Actually, I guess we'll use an evidence from the empirical hypothesis to put this at 2 to 2, because if I fail, that's just what I'm going to have to discard anyway, so. 2 to 2. Skull is a -3 for us, so we fail. We will discard the empirical hypothesis. That is unfortunate. Okay. Let's have Kymani go. They're going to move to Westminster Abbey, 1-2. The Gothic Abbey near the palace is both a place of religious significance and a traditional burial site for English royals. Lights flicker on the windows as the gentle rain turns to ominous downpour. You would not be the first to seek guidance on such hallowed ground, but you wonder what else may be at work within its aged walls. 1 Shroud, 1 per clue. As an action parlay, choose a location, test willpower 1 to ask around the abbey. For each point you succeed by, look at the revealed side of a concealed mini card at the chosen location without exposing it. Group limit once per game. I just realized that rainy London streets should basically always have 1 per clues on it. So let's put those there. That was 2 actions for Kymani. Sure, I'll have them move to Big Ben. See what else is there. A fixture of the London skyline, the clock tower at the north end of the Palace of Westminster looms over the city, its face like the eye of a watchful guardian. 4 Shroud 1 per clues. Free trigger, choose a concealed mini card at Big Ben or a connecting location and test Agility 2. If you succeed, look at the revealed side of the concealed mini card without exposing it. If you fail, take a horror, limit once per turn, victory 1. Okay. That's Kymani's whole turn. And also, I forgot to do the Underworld Market again. That's unfortunate. Darrell's going to move 1, 2, and fast out this magnifying glass. Investigate 7 to 4. Autofail. Jesus, what's the autofail today? Let's go to upkeep. Kymani will draw another Honed Instinct. Get a resource. Darrell will draw Perception and get a resource. 4 Doom on the agenda. Kymani draws. Undercover. Revelation. If there are no enemies in the shadows, it gains Surge. Okay. Gains Surge. Conspiracy in red. Place 1 Doom on an enemy of the shadows. If there are no enemies in the shadows, search the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy with the concealed keyword and draw it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. I believe the only ones that are available are the Coterie agents, so we will do that. We'll choose A. Concealed 2. 1/1/1. When it enters the shadows, place a Doom on it. So all shadows are over here, as I've said before. Put a Doom on it. Resolve its concealed keyword. Come on. And it has concealed 2, so we get 2 decoys. And Coterie Agent A. Shuffle them together. One here, one there, one here. That was Kymani's card. So now we go to Darrell. Ooh, Darrell draws a paracausal entity. 3/2/3 Hunter, Forced. When it engages you, look at the top card of your deck. If it is not a weakness, set it aside out of play as a hollow. So the top card of his deck is Scavenging. I will set it aside as a hollow. Okay, we're in a bit of a trouble here. Kymani is going to go first. They are going to... Yeah. They're going to engage the paracausal... No, that's... Yeah. They're going to engage the paracausal entity. Forced to... Sorry, before that happens, we're going to Underworld Market. Disguise, and I'll take that. I'll take that. Actually, will be pretty useful here. So we'll pay a resource for it, putting the disguise on bottom. Okay, first action, engage the paracausal entity. Force effect triggers. Top card is a backstab, so we hollowed that. I'll put that over here. And then I will play this Honed Instinct because we have Killer Instinct, so that we can take this action when an enemy engages you. Oops. That costs 1 resource. And we will take an immediate action, which is going to be to evade with... Just evade. We're 5 to 3. We'll evade with Disguise. So we're 7 to 3. Jesus! My God! Okay. Fuck. Okay, that was our first action. Free action. We have 2 actions left. Evade, evade. Wow, that's really rough. Okay, let's evade. We're 5 to 3. Yeah. 5 to 3. Okay, we succeed. We will then engage it again. When it engages us, we have to hollow the top card again. Trench coat. Jesus. Okay, we're going to evade again. We're evading it 5 to 3. We're going to use our ability to go 7 to 3 with our intellect. 7 to 3. Yeah. 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 7 to 3. Fuck. That's so annoying. Okay, well, we evade it. We do not succeed by 2, however. I didn't think of that. Okay, wow, this is tough. It won't ready during the next upkeep because we evaded with disguise earlier, but that's Kymani's turn. Darrell, you're gonna investigate. You're gonna investigate with. Oh, sorry. It's kind of too late, but yeah, I was gonna discard them. So, Darrell is gonna investigate with a perception 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 4. -3. I think we'll just get the clue. We also draw a card from the perception. It is an empirical hypothesis. Wow. We also get a money from Dr. Mylan. We'll investigate again. 5, 6, 7 to 4. -1. Get a clue. Last action, I'm going to spend 2 to play the other empirical now. Go to upkeep. This guy is not ready. Oh, what am I doing? I should have put an evidence on this guy. God damn it. Okay, there's a lot of things going on. Kymani is going to draw a cheap shot. Gain a resource. Darrell is going to draw a flashlight and gain a resource. We are 5 out of 9 doom. Kymani's encounter card is a Crypt Chill. That's perfect for us. We are 3 to 4. -2. We will discard our empty disguise. Darrell draws Conspiracy in red. There is an enemy in the shadows, so we will place a doom on it. Okay. Okay. Kymani, I believe you. I believe in you. I believe you can do this. Yeah. I believe. So we'll be at 7 to 2. 7 to 3. Okay. Kymani, fast engage this thing. That causes it to hollow the top card, which is the devil. It's a weakness, so we don't do that. Okay. Oh shit. I would have. It's okay. I would have looked, but it's okay. Okay. We are going to evade first action. So we are 5 using our ability. We are 7 to 3. I'm gonna commit this cheap shot to go 8 to 3. Okay, Jesus. So we automatically succeed. So that means we succeed by a lot. So first thing that happens is I'll take that. We succeeded by enough to play this trench coat for free. And so we will. Attaching this to it. So it's an illicit trench coat. This is gone. This guy is discarded because we succeeded by enough and of its remaining health. And that was our first action. No. Yes, it was. First action. Second action, we're going to evade this concealed card. We are 6 to 4 now. 0. We succeed. It is a decoy. Kymani is then going to move over here as our third action. Okay. Darrell. You're going to move here. You're going to investigate. Ooh, the shroud here is 5. That's pretty rough. I think you're going to move on, and then we can get a shed of light to trigger somewhere else, probably. So we're going to move to the Tower Bridge. Spanning the River Thames, the newly built Tower Bridge has quickly become a cultural icon, connecting central London with the East End, which has seen much growth in recent years. To the north, just over the bridge, a dark cloud encircles the Tower of London. 2 Shroud, 1 Precludes. As an action, maybe there is another way in. Test Willpower or Intellect 5. If you succeed, put the set-aside Trader's Gate location into play. Stories have been told of the prisoners who were brought to the Tower of London by barge along the River Thames. Perhaps you could follow their morbid example. 2 per. Sorry, 1 per. Okay, we'll definitely try that intellect test, but first we're going to investigate. 5, 6, 7 to 2. +1. We succeed by enough to trigger empirical hypothesis and get an evidence and get a clue. Alright, enemy phase, nothing happens. Let's go to upkeep. Kymani draws the devil, of course. We knew that was there. Darrell will draw. I've got a plan. And get a resource. Okay, there is 6 plus the 2 from that coterie agent, so 8 out of Doom out of 9. Kymani will draw. Heavy Rain. Revelation. Test 3 willpower. For each point you fail by, you must either take a horror or place a clue on your location. 3 to 3. -1. We will take 1 horror. Not so bad. Darrell will draw. Pinch of Reality. Either spend a clue or discard 2 cards because we have 3 cards in hand. I think we will spend a clue. We should be fine on clues. Okay. Kymani is going to go first. They're going to evade this mini card. So we are evading at a 6 to 1. Sorry, I'm going to Underworld Market first. Need to remember my triggers. I'm going to get the 41 Derringer out. Putting the rest... Oh, sorry. What am I doing? I had 7 resources. I need 6 now. There we go. I only spend 1 to actually get it. Okay, now we're evading at 6 to 1. Skull is a -1. Expose this thing instead. It is a decoy. That was first action, second action, third action. Oh wow, this is pretty tough, right? Because of the freaking this thing. Act 3 actually. Oh, so it actually has 6 shroud. 6 shroud. Jesus. And we're at 6. If I can go 1 more, I'd be comfortable with that. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Oof. I'm gonna commit this Honed Instinct, unfortunately. So I'm 7 to 6. Tablet, which is a -1. We have to draw another token because there's a concealed mini card here. A 0! Yes! Oh my god. Wow. We actually did it. So, that is this one. We expose them. When this thing is exposed, it's discarded. Alright, that was Kymani's turn. Darrell, you're going to test this thing. You're currently 6 to 5. You're going to spend this evidence from the empirical to go 6 to 3. +1. Succeeds by enough to get that evidence back. And we put the Trader's Gate into play, which is like this. By the way, I didn't read this, but the Tower of London basically says that in order to move there from the Tower Bridge, we need to spend 4 clues. And ideally, we don't have to do that. Second action, let's move to Trader's Gate. Right. Although the original entrance to the Watergate has long since been bricked up, you commandeer a small vessel and make your way along the river anyway. Perhaps there is still a secret route one might take from here to infiltrate the Tower of London. 4 Shroud 1 precludes action. Test Fist or Foot 5. If you succeed, reveal the Tower of London. If you fail, take a damage. Finding a way in through here will be tricky, but if your hunch is right, you might be able to slip in without anyone suspecting your approach. You prepare yourself for an underwater excursion, hoping the gate wasn't fully blocked off. There are 2 clues here. Okay. One last action from Darrell. We are going to play a flashlight. For 2, has 3 supplies. Okay. Let's go to upkeep. Kymani is going to draw E-Cash. Get a resource. Darrell is going to draw Old Keyring. Get a resource. We have 7 out of 9 Doom. Kymani draws Pinch and Reality. They have no clues to spend, so they need to choose and discard a half. So they have 5 cards in hand, so we need to discard 3. One of them cannot be the Devil, so I'm going to discard these 3, I guess. E-Cash, the 41 Derringer, and the Kicking the Hornet's Nest. I'm keeping the Backstab, hopefully. False Lead. He does have clues, so he's testing book 4. He's currently 5-6 to 4. We're going to commit this Old Keyring to go 7 to 4. +1. We succeed by enough to get an evidence on empirical hypothesis. And we succeed by... We do not fail by anything, so we're good. Okay. Kymani, you're going to move 1, 2, and then test this foot test. You are currently 5 to 5. Wow. Darrell's going to use an evidence to go put it at 5 to 3, and I think that's probably good enough. Before I do this, nothing else has changed. I'm going to Underworld Market. Keep forgetting to do that. Mouse or the Derringer. I'll take the Derringer. Paying 1 for that. Anyway, now I'm doing this. 5 to 3. Elder Sign. We succeed by 3. Doesn't really matter there. Reveal the Tower of London. A conspiracy of ravens circle ominously over the castle walls. Far too many to be a coincidence. 3 Shroud, 1 precludes. Forced. After you end your turn in the Tower of London, you must either lose 2 resources or each enemy in the shadows attacks you. 1 precludes. Okay, that's enough for us to advance. Okay, Darrell. Yeah, go ahead and just get those clues, I think. Darrell's going to move here. And Darrell's going to investigate twice. Yeah. Yeah. We'll investigate with the flashlight. Putting us at 5, 6, 7 to 1. Actually, there's no need for us to do that. What am I doing? I'm just going to go 7 to 3. -1, we'll get a clue. And do it again. Zero. So I believe I can just advance now, so let's do it. We don't have any actions to react to this, but that's what we'll have to do. He's here! Quietly and cautiously, you follow the figure from a distance with measured haste. He darts to and fro inside the ominous tower, searching for something. Finally, while you watch from the shadows, the man with the red gloves finds what he is looking for. A loose brick along one of the candlelit hall's many columns. He casually rotates the stone back into place with the kind of nonchalance as if he were dealing with a piece of misplaced laundry. To your surprise, a section of the nearby wall rotates in turn, revealing a secret passageway. He ascends into darkness, and you follow in secret. Put the set-aside Tower Prison location into play. So, Tower Prison is this location. It's connected like this. Attach the set-aside the Eye of Ravens key to the Tower Prison, not controlled by anyone. This is the Eye of Ravens, by the way. We'll look at that later. Move all concealed minicards in play to the Tower Prison. Yep. Draw the set-aside the Red Glove Man enemy and resolve his concealed keyword, putting all of those concealed minicards into play at the Tower Prison. So, concealed 1 per. He goes into the shadows. He gets 2 decoys, since that's 1 per, and then himself. And we put them all in the Tower Prison. Alright, our final act. Caught red-handed. Somewhere in these forgotten crypts, the man with the red gloves is searching for something. But for what purpose? The Red Glove Man gains, as an action parlay, test willpower or intellect 5 to interrogate the Red Glove Man. If you succeed, place a resource on him. Objective, stop the Red Glove Man from stealing the Eye of Ravens. If he is defeated, or if there are 1 per resources on him, advance. Then that was the end of Darrell's turn. So let's go to upkeep. Kymani is going to draw Sneak By, getting a resource. Darrell is going to draw Perception and a resource. Okay, we have 8 of 9 Doom. Kymani will draw Seeing Shadows. Oh, whatever, too late. After you fail a skill test while at a location with a concealed mini card, take a horror, put it into your threat area. Darrell's going to take a picture of Kymani's shadow seeing. And Darrell will draw Locked Door, most clues. So we put a thing with Locked Door. I'm going to put it over here. Don't need that. Okay. So I think Kymani's going to go first. Kymani's going to move twice. 1, 2 into the Tower Prison. The Tower Prison says, Force Shroud 2 per clues. Free trigger while an investigator at Tower Prison is performing a skill test, spend a clue. That investigator gets +2 skill value for this test. Forced, when a concealed mini-card would enter play anywhere other than the Tower Prison, put it into play at Tower Prison instead. Victory 1. There's 2 per clues here. Yeah, I guess. Kymani's going to just play the devil. For 3. Okay, Darrell. You are going to move into here. You are going to investigate with your flashlight, spend an evidence off of empirical hypothesis, and therefore investigate at difficulty 0 and play Shed a Light. Whoa! So, Shed a Light. We automatically succeed We discover an additional clue and one additional at any location. I'm going to choose this location. And so we're going to get 3 clues. We also succeed by our skill value, which is 5, 6, 7. So empirical hypothesis will trigger since we succeeded by 7. Dr. Mylan will give us a resource. And that was our second action. Third action, let's investigate again. Oh, also, we got this evidence because we got a clue from here. And let's investigate again. We are 5, 6, 7 to 4. I'm going to commit this perception to go 7. Actually, I'm not going to commit that perception. I'm just going to take it. 7 to 4. -1. So we will succeed, get that clue, and get a resource from Dr. Mellon. That's not a resource. That's a clue. Okay, let's go to upkeep. Kymani will draw. Cheap shot. Resource. Darrell will draw Old Keyring and a resource. And the Doom will advance. Mysterious shapes. As the night grows deeper and the rain becomes a torrent, you flinch at every moving shadow, every sound, every shape. You wonder if perhaps this investigation is getting the best of you. Or maybe there are more of them than you thought, watching you, lying in wait for the perfect opportunity. The lead investigator must decide, search the encounter deck or discard pile for a coterie agent enemy and draw it, shuffle the encounter deck, or each investigator takes damage on a horror. I think taking a damage on horror is not terrible right now. So we will do that. So Kymani is at 1 and 3 because they put a damage on the trench coat. Darrell takes 1 damage, and then 1 horror will go on to Dr. Mylan. And our last agenda. Plots and panic. Deep fog blots out the moonlight, bathing the city in utter darkness. From the rooftops, ravens watch your progress and with inhuman intelligence. Every moving shadow sets your mind racing. If you don't find the man with the red gloves and stop his plans, who knows what he will do next? 7 Doom Threshold. And Kymani's encounter card is another paracausal entity. And that will cause their top card, which is a man dex, to be hollowed. They should be ready, by the way. Darrell will draw another locked door. This one's already locked, so we will lock this place. Okay. Let's have Kymani go first. Kymani's probably just going to ignore this paracausal entity, to be honest, and just try and expose these concealed cards. Yeah. So we're going to pay 2 and play this cheap shot, targeting a concealed card. So we're attacking with 2 plus 5 is 7 to 4. Skull is a -1. So we succeed. If you succeed by 2 or more, automatically evade the attacked enemies. So this is both going to happen. Doesn't matter. I'm going to choose this concealed card. It is the Red Glove Man. Wow. Okay. That's good to know. So the Red Glove Man spawns here then. We'll have it spawned engaged with Kymani. Please. I may have made a mistake with this setup. And I think then we just backstab him. Hey! We're going to backstab. We're going to commit this sneak by to put us at 7 to 5. Darrell is going to spend an evidence from empirical to go 7 to 3 now. That's a -2, so we do succeed, and we deal 3 damage, which is not enough to kill him, but it is a lot of damage. And then our last action, because that was 2 actions, is I think we're going to just try and evade the 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 red glove man. Actually, yeah, let's evade the red glove man. We have 6 to 5 because of our trench coat. Oh, sorry, I should have spent these clues from the Tower of London. No, sorry, of course. We got these clues from Tower Prison. That's why I got them. Right. We're evading the red glove man. 6 to 5. That's a skull, which is a -1 for Kymani because they have 0 clues. So perfect. Red glove man is evaded. And now it is Darrell's turn. Darrell is going to say, "Hey, Kymani, I know we're in this prison, but I found something." So he's got a plan. He's currently attacking with intellect, so he's 5-6 to 5. We're going to commit perception and an old key ring to go 6, 7, 8, 9 to 5. Yep. 9 to 5. I know we could just parlay it, but I kind of want to just kill him. Kill him! You are dead. Right now. -1. We got an evidence and empirical. Awesome. Okay. So we take 3 more damage. This guy is dead in the victory display. And we advance. The plot is foiled. If you defeated the red glove man, the figure reels backward, grasping at his wounds. Something small clatters to the ground. The man says nothing, only glares at you from a distance. His gloves seem to ripple around his hands, like the disturbed surfaces of a deep crimson pool, and after a moment he straightens himself. Then, blending into the shadows, he tips his hat and is gone. Add the red glove man to the victory display. That's right, I already did that. And go to Resolution 1, which is on page 7. Resolution 1. You search for the man with the red gloves through every possible hiding place and down every shadowed corridor, but he is well and truly gone. It is as if he vanished into thin air. You wonder for a moment if he was somehow erased from existence like the other disappearances, but you don't believe so. There is no mark, no ectoplasmic remains. He simply was there, and then he was not. You give up searching for him and instead examine the object that clattered to the ground during your scuffle. It is a small ruby marble, no larger than an eye. Indeed, you investigate the crypt that the man was rummaging through, and find that the marble's size matches the eye sockets of the long deceased corpse inside. They must have been buried with it, meaning perhaps this marble is what the man with the red gloves sought all along. But why? Investigating further, you find another name. No, you find neither name nor epitaph identifying the corpse buried here. Only the following lines of what appears to be poetry chiseled into the lid of the body's coffin. With red we are bound, through red we are one. Thus in red do we bury our kin and our ken. May you rest until you are needed once more. Before you have time to even consider what this might mean, you hear the telltale rumbling of the secret passageway shifting upstairs once more, and the pounding of heavy footsteps down the stairwell. You arm yourself and prepare for a fight. To your surprise, it is Inspector Flint who greets you, held at gunpoint by a woman dressed in a black suit, wide-brimmed hat, and matching black trousers. She has ebony dark skin, cold eyes underscored by heavy bags, and short curly hair. 2 other suits flank her, both of whom say nothing and stand like statues as she enters the crypt. She flashes an unidentifiable silver badge and motions for you to stay put. Where did the man with the red gloves go? She asks. And who are you? Can I put my hands down now? Inspector Flint says. Each investigator earns victory experience equal to victory XL of each card in the victory display. So we have the Red Glove Man, Big Ben, and Kensington Gardens, and the Tower Prison, which is a total of 4. Choose an investigator to be the bearer of the Eye of Ravens and update the campaign log accordingly. From now on, whenever a character becomes the bearer of a key, keep that key handy for the rest of the campaign, as it will begin play attached to that character. In future scenarios, the Eye of Ravens begins attached to the investigator it is bound to. Here's the Eye of Ravens. The good side, we can shift it to during a skill test at your location, the performing investigator sets their base skill value for this test to 6. Flip this key to its unstable side. And its unstable side, to shift it back, we have to draw the top card of the encounter deck. I think we'll give that to Kymani. Yeah, in case we need to fight something big. So Kymani Jones is the bearer of the Eye of Ravens. In your campaign log, record that you haven't seen the last of the Red Glove Man. Mark 1 time in your campaign log, so we are at 2 time, and proceed to interlude the Foundation, page 9. So I'm going to do something a little differently this campaign. I am actually going to space out the interludes as a separate, sorry, not the interludes, but as the traveling between scenarios as separate episodes. It'll still come in the same cadence where it's 1 scenario per week, so those episodes should come just as the scenario is released. So you can look forward to that next episode next time. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. It really helps out the channel. This has been SuperFang99, signing off.